What is going on, YouTube? Little update on the tank. Just a few days later, the tank was cycled and it was ready for fish. So we have our first inhabitants in the tank. Right now I have the lights on the white mode just for filming, but normally it is a more blue color. But I didn't actually know I could do this with these lights. So now it makes recording videos so much better. You can actually see what's going on in the tank. So to start, just got 5 blue-legged hermit crabs. I didn't go with any snails yet because there's no algae anywhere and I don't want them to just starve off and die. So I'll get the snails when I need the snails, as well as these 2 little Ocellaris clownfish. I couldn't decide what type of clownfish I wanted to do. I walked into the Reef store. They had like 2 black storms and then maybe like 10 little of these guys. And these guys were on the smaller side and I didn't want the black storms. I'd rather get smaller clownfish and let them grow. I think it's cooler for me to watch them grow. And the black storms seem to be a little aggressive in their tank next to the smaller clownfish, and I just didn't want to mix 1 and 1, so I just went with 2 regular. Plus, they were cheaper, obviously. Corals, got some Sunny D polyps right there, a red mushroom, as well as a green mushroom, and some green star polyps, which I've never had any luck with in my tank. And I think doing some research, because I've never had them in a high flow area, and maybe they got some algae on them or something and they weren't opening up. These guys were open pretty much less than 24 hours after I put them in the tank, and they're doing really well. It looks like they're opening up really well. And they're my favorite coral in the tank just because they add so much movement. It's so pretty and relaxing just watching them, you know, sway in the current. And I have them isolated on that rock, and I have that rock pushed far enough over where hopefully the plan is that GSP will take over that rock, and then over here I'll have like my mushrooms and zoas and stuff, because this is a soft coral tank. As well as I did place an order with saltwaterfish.com. I kind of wanted to wait a few weeks to get a 3rd fish, but went ahead and pulled the trigger anyway. Nitrates in here, post-cycle, they were about 40 as expected. And then with the Purigen and then the water change that I did, and a couple days after adding these fish and everything, they're a little less than 5, probably about 3 ppm right now. They're right where I'd want them. And then in all my tanks, really, nitrates, I just want to keep them really less than 20, but 10 or less would be ideal for me. This reef is going to be a soft coral only, because I don't want to have to worry about dosing, and I don't want to have to worry about my calcium levels and stuff a whole lot. I just wanted to throw in some soft corals and overall just have a less of a maintenance of a tank. I just picked up those Formula 1 pellets today. I haven't even tried those yet. These clownfish, I've only had them for 3 days. They didn't eat frozen the first day I fed them. I'm going to try to feed them frozen tomorrow, and if they don't eat frozen, I was going to try to throw in some pellets. And then even if they eat frozen, I figured maybe I could switch on and off just to kind of switch up their diet a little bit so they're not eating the same thing all the time. And it's super convenient if I went on vacation, instead of having somebody, you know, thaw out my tank or thaw out the frozen food for me. I could just say, hey, do you mind throwing a couple pellets in there for me or something? So the fish we ordered from saltwaterfish.com will be here next week. We ordered a yellow Watchman goby, which I had in my 40-gallon aquarium, and that was my wife's favorite fish that I had, and she really wanted one for this tank, and I really liked him too. He had a great personality on him, and really the only fish I truly care about in this hobby, like the main thing I always want, is just clownfish. Clownfish are my favorite fish in the whole wide world. They're the reason I want to do saltwater, because I just love clownfish so much. I think they add so much character. Like, if you see a tank with clownfish in it, you immediately know it's saltwater. And then the corals too. The corals are just so cool. So we ordered the yellow Watchman goby as well as a cleaner shrimp to add some personality to the reef. Those guys are awesome. Sorry for the noise, guys. My ferrets are over there making a mess. So we ordered the cleaner shrimp as well as a umbrella coral. Really excited about that. I've never had one of those. And, you know, I wanted a soft reef tank, obviously, but I wanted something else that kind of added some movement to the tank. So I was like, umbrella coral would be really cool. And then I ordered a type of Recordia mushroom. It's blue with some dots on it. like little bumps on it. So I'm really excited for that. And those should be here early next week. So once I get all that added to the tank, I will do an update video on the tank and how it's looking and everything. But that's just a real quick update. I think the tank's looking really, really cool already. I'm really excited for what the future of this tank holds. The whole plan with this is I'm not going to add any more corals really after these 6 come in. You can see there's not a whole lot of space for corals. I'm just trying to place a couple corals up here on these rocks over here to the right and this little arch, and just kind of let them grow out. And then the GSP, I want to take over that whole rock. So that's the plan. And then I don't really want anything on the sand bed. I want to keep my sand bed pretty open. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I hope you're enjoying the tank just as much as I am. I think it looks beautiful. I will catch you guys probably here in a few days when I get all the new corals and stuff in. Peace out, guys.